We're facing some really tough financial uncertainty is a mild way of stating it.
It's called the Farm Act, bringing that to the farmers here in this room today so that they have a better understanding of what it is, and not only what it is, but what some of the hurdles are to getting it enacted and signed into law. Unfortunately, we have this many farmers that are feeling this pain at this point in time. The weather exacerbated, but this wasn't just about the weather. We saw this coming back as early August, where we saw the financial conditions were such that we knew that there was going to be a requirement that we help them. And this is one of the flaws of the PLC program. It doesn't accurately reflect the economic demands that farmers are facing every day. And if we had a farm bill signed into law today, we'd still need to be talking about this relief package.
We really appreciate Congressman Crawford coming out and talk with these folks. This is something that's really been needed. And what this is going to do, it's going to give farmers in this area, in the eastern part of the state, a chance to break even on their prices. They've spent a lot to make this product. They need to at least get paid enough to break even. We've been looking at this for quite a while. Row crop farmers in this part of the state and in the southern parts of the state have really struggled with these revenue prices that they're getting. Right now, they spend more money in producing the crops than what they're ever going to make once the crop is harvested, and that's a real issue. This is probably the third year that's going to happen. You can imagine if you're a banker and you've not had your full payment in 3 years, you're reluctant to go another year. And one of the things I brought out earlier was folks that have been farming for quite a few years, they have equity, and they're able to use that, but they've been using it for the past 2 to 3 years. The young farmers don't have that equity, and so they're relying on those loans from Farm Credit and other institutes to make that year growth and also come back another year and farm again.
This is likely going to ride on the big aid package that is going to be delivered for Hurricane Milton and Helene, and there was another hurricane. It's been a bad year. The good news is that the same legislation is being teed up on the Senate side, so there's no need to reconcile any differences between these two pieces of legislation. That should expedite it.
We think we got everything going in motion. American Farm Bureau is on board with this. The challenge is we're at the end of the year. We've been trying to get a farm bill now. This is the second year we'll be trying to get a farm bill across. Farm bill is probably not going to happen. But with this Farm Act, we're hoping to get that across maybe by the 20th of December is what the target date is, so that these farmers can pay their loans and make plans for the next year.
This condition in rural America and the ag economy is pervasive. It's not limited to East Arkansas. It's not limited to the Mississippi Delta. It's across the board, and it cuts across every geography. So I think it's easy to build consensus and support for this legislation.
Arkansas Farm Bureau has played a pivotal part along with our southern states to move this along. We had to have something to get these farmers good this year. This is going to be a bridge. Their input costs and their revenue is going to match. They're not going to make any money, but they will break even. And in the farming world, sometimes break even is good enough to get you on to the next year, because next year is always going to be a better year.